Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fandom United Live. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks, I think. Took a little bit of a break, but coming at you back again in a new sort of format. This is the audio edition Hangout, and gonna give this one a try, see if it works out like I hope it will. But I am back with Mr. Keith Barnes. How you doing, sir?
Good, man. What's going on? How are you? How you feeling?
Oh,
You feeling better?
I'm not I'm not sick anymore. That is a huge plus. Um, yeah,
What percentage are you?
I'd say about 95%.
Okay.
You know that feeling that you get when you blow your nose too much and then like your ears start to like it feels
Yes.
like you're 30,000 feet in the air.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
still have that a little bit,
Got that?
man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
hmm Um, but other than that, man, wow. I mean, this week felt super long, super duper long. Did it not?
uh, hmm. I don't know. It kind of stuff. I've always got something with like one of the kids. It's got something, or two or three of them has something going on. So that's it, so it kind of blends together. So it's hard for me to tell
hmm
until I get to the weekend. I'm actually off. And even then, somebody else has something going on. Dad, can you take me here? Or, I need a ride here. Or, I got this going on. Can you take me to do this? And okay. So it kind of goes by fast sometimes to me. But
Yeah, I can only imagine. And for those who don't know, Keith is a father of three,
four.
correct?
Four.
Four. Wow. Who did I
Single
forget?
father.
I won't reveal. I won't reveal. I just keep that to myself.
It's okay.
Uh, and a full-time worker, man. So when he's not working, he's at home and doing the best job in the world, which is
Yes.
being a parent, you know. So yeah, it's on that note, I want to thank you for taking some time. I don't know how you have energy left to do this kind of stuff, but it is appreciated, man, and I recognize that. You know, to be honest, this feels like kind of back in the old days, you know, before. I don't know if you were around, but like we were on audio for quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Jacob, Jake and I and yeah, it was just it feels like a throwback right now, does it not?
That definitely does. So definitely, I was thinking about that last week actually. All the audio because we used a lot of our we kind of did a little mix of both. Remember we were recording on somebody's iPhone or whatever, but we did a lot of audio stuff too. Um, but I think from what I remember, well, by the time I joined, a lot of our reviews. We're talking about Apocalypse, by the way, if anybody is familiar. But I think our reviews would mostly be video, but everything else we would do would be audio.
hmm
If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
I
So
mean, it was just, you know, how it was. We were still figuring out the YouTube stuff
right,
back then. And I figured, you know, this would be a nice throwback, you know, make it even more of a relaxing. Those of you who tune in, hey, the great news about going audio is that you can keep us on in the background while
exactly,
you do other stuff, whether it's folding laundry, waiting on the pizza to be
yep,
delivered,
100%.
whatever it is. So thank you all for tuning in, and you know, to get back to what you were talking about, Keith, like it's just a crazy week. For those who didn't know, I don't want to say I celebrated my birthday because like it just came and went this year. I turned 31 years old, and
Yes. Well, it sucks
you know,
being
it's
sick.
just
That you were sick that weekend, which that
yeah,
was
you
kind of
know,
when you're right. That's kind of when it was seemed like it was at its worst, right? That's what it sounded like.
that was definitely like going into the weekend. It was at like its peak, you know.
Yeah.
It's one thing to like be content with not doing anything for your birthday because that's what I wanted to do, you know. I'm like
Right.
to use an analogy. You remember Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, and like when Will Ferrell was giving an interview, he's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. That's how I feel about these birthdays. It's like,
Yeah.
now that I'm 31, what do I do? You know, like, do
Yeah,
I,
that's nothing.
right?
The older you get, it's yeah. I don't really like I said. You guys were when I turned 40. I mean, you guys were all there. That was the only. That's probably the only time in years I did anything for my birthday.
It's just, part of, growing up and getting older, like 10
Yeah.
years ago, I was throwing back shots of Fireball, shots of Hypnotic,
Oh my god, hypnotic.
yeah, ugh. Going to bed on an empty stomach and waking up the next morning just feeling miserable, but somehow going to work. It's funny how life works out. It's just,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, definitely.
yeah. But I spent it eating round table pizza,
Oh, nice.
and I watched part of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And like, what more could you want
That's
at my
that's
age,
yeah, right. Say
while
that's
we're in a
great.
pandemic?
Yeah, really. Well, yeah, that doesn't help. But yeah, that sounds good to me. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I'm content. I would have liked not being sick for my birthday, but
Yes,
what are you gonna do? And just be happy to even have a birthday,
absolutely,
I guess, or
absolutely.
a birthday to celebrate. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, other than that though, man, it was just a crazy week in movies. Just, like, so much news and drama and whatnot. I did get to see the Suicide Squad on
Yes.
Thursday, and I haven't posted any videos about it yet. I did tweet out a reaction, and
Yeah.
all I will say is, if you have seen any early reactions, reviews, believe it, believe it.
Good.
Okay, this,
Good. Good.
oh, yeah, it is. It was so crazy, man. I don't know how James Gunn pulled it off, but he did it, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I'm actually going again on Tuesday. I'm going to an advanced screening.
Oh, two. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so another one. And then
Hmm.
on Friday with Jake and Brian and the rest of them. So
What? Hmm. This might be an off-air conversation. Never mind. Okay. Well,
what?
I was gonna
What's up?
say what time? What time Tuesday? What time Friday? What times they're going? Because I was thinking because it looks like because we have stuff that we're both doing this week, and uh, I think I might have to watch it at home, which I don't want to, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Like I could go. I don't want to go to a like I was going to go Thursday, but I don't want to
Yeah.
go to like a 10 o'clock show because I'll be asleep and I got to work the next day. Um, and then Friday we have for anybody that listens to First Round Fantasy, we have our draft on Friday.
Oh yeah, God. It's the season for fantasy football. One more thing to like
I know
pay attention to.
exactly.
Jesus.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh man, fantasy football's coming. All right. I know we may have plans Saturday with the guys and stuff, so I didn't know. I'm trying to figure out when I can go see Suicide Squad, and I was just like, I might just have to watch it at home.
Don't do that.
I don't want to, but I don't know when I'm gonna be able to go see it. I don't know. Depends.
So I'm going again on Tuesday at 7 p.m.
See, okay. Where at? If I may ask.
The only one that was offering was Century Roseville.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing against Century Roosevelt. Shout out to Century Theaters, Cinemark. We love you guys. But
Oh no.
I don't love
I have something against Century
oh,
Roseville.
okay.
Like, how the they advertise luxury lounge
Yeah,
seats,
yeah.
but when you get there, it's like it's
Not
still very
quite
much early 2000s.
like regular. Yeah, exactly.
It's like the
It's like these are
rows are
regular
crammed
seats.
together.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe by that they meant like they upgraded the screen and the audio system,
yeah.
but
And they have obviously the assigned seating, but other than that, it's pretty normal. It's like
yeah,
regular theater.
very normal. So I'm gonna try and get there early and sit on the very top row, so that way nobody's behind me. Because when Jacob and I
Yeah,
went for Fast Nine, it was not a good experience.
yeah, yeah. Well, listen, I just went and saw Stillwater on Saturday. Um,
Stillwater, is that Matt Damon?
yes,
Nice. How was
very
it?
good movie. Very, very
Very
good. Very
nice.
good. And I was actually right down the street from you, Studio Movie Grill, and as good as the movie was, boy, there were people were like just. I was surprised. Like this is Rockland. You expect people to be a little bit more better behaved than this. But shout out to Star Drew, what's happening? Very good.
Sorry.
Forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot. So, Johnny, what's happening? Um, but yeah,
Hi, Johnny.
Sorry, that's the last one. Unless
that was
anybody else
good.
comments.
Um, we all hope Rachel shows up. We get hers. I like hers. Um, yeah, no, people were really just in there chatting like they were at home, and I was like older people too, not kids. These were older people. Anyway, so that's the other reason why I was like, I might just watch Suicide Squad at home. I don't feel like dealing with theaters at the moment, just because I was annoyed with that, and I don't know.
Dude, did something happen during this pandemic where people forgot what theater
Right,
etiquette is?
dude, that's 100% what I was thinking watching this movie last night. Where I was like, and it wasn't like there was three people behind me, my friend and I. There's two guys, like older gentlemen, and then these three other people that maybe they were together. I don't know, but they were like talking, like throughout the movie, commenting on stuff that happened in it. And Stillwater, it's a pretty serious movie. There's some really
Right.
there's funny, there's good moments of levity in it and good light moments, and it's so there's stuff to laugh at, or stuff to um, there were some really feel good moments in it, but it's a serious movie though, um, and people were really talking and commenting on stuff as if it was number one, like I said, like they were at home, and number two, like it was like a running commentary, and like it was an action movie that you can just kind of comment on or talk through or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, did people not remember? Like, did they not realize we're in a theater with other people watching a movie? You're supposed to be quiet. Like, wow, they're just talking. Like it was very annoying.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess, and you kind of touched on it. Like, it depends on the movie. Like, if I'm watching Fast Nine, I don't exactly need to pay attention to the dialogue.
I don't care. Exactly. You could talk all day. I don't care.
Okay, you
Exactly.
can laugh out loud.
Exactly.
You can say things like
Oh,
GTFO or
right. Oh, that was
WTF.
crazy.
You
Or
know,
yeah.
but like actually having conversations. Like it's like people are reviewing the movie as the movie's being played. It's like,
Yes.
wait.
Yes.
Um,
I was pretty blown away by it. Like wow,
yeah,
this
I
is
mean, like that's why like the only theaters I will go to is the one where the seats recline. I don't care about heat warmers. Okay, the
no. I
auditoriums get
don't
hot enough as is with all the body heat and hot breath and whatnot. I'm like,
care. Yes.
I don't need seat warmers.
Yes.
But I like that extra space, that extra, whether it's the armrest or the amount of space they put between rows, where you don't have to sit up and put your knees to your chest when somebody's trying to go to the
Right.
bathroom. Oh
Right.
man, those days, man, Jesus, kids got it easy, man. They nowadays they're coming in with like in their PJs with a blanket and stuff. I'm like, are you going to sleep during the movie? Like, oh my god, yeah. But it's just I don't know that's why like I understand why movie theaters are pissed off about the same day releases, right? A movie drops on HBO Max the same day it does in theaters or on Disney Plus the same way it does.
or right,
It's
which
like
or Disney
yeah.
Plus, which we'll get to it in a few. But yes,
But it's like you gotta understand, like even before the pandemic was happening, like theaters were already making major adjustments to try and compete, right?
oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
what you have are these streaming services like Netflix, like Disney Plus, and well, Disney Plus really caught on during the pandemic, but like Prime Video, and they would have these original movies available for their subscribers that they can watch at home.
Yeah.
And then if you notice the window between a movie leaving the theaters and showing up either on VOD or to rent, Redbox, whatever, that window has shortened
Boy, Fast Nine's already available on home on demand
on demand.
already
Yeah, yeah.
on I think on is it
And
Paramount or I don't know, one of those. No, not Paramount.
no, it's a
I'm thinking of
universal. It might be
yeah,
Peacock.
Universal. Yeah. I know I saw an ad for it on one of my banners on my Roku, and I went, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm thinking of Quiet Place 2. Quiet Place 2 was on Paramount
Mm-hmm.
already. So, but yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
See, so like you could even make the argument with Black Widow. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it's a Marvel movie, but it's like you've heard these arguments before, where or not arguments, but criticisms. The movie should have came out after Civil War or around Civil War. But then the pandemic pushed it even further than it was, and people are like, I don't know what kind of movie you think you are, Black Widow, but like, you're our patience to watch this movie is running very thin, more thin than it would for another movie. I don't know, but I think
Well,
the point I'm
you're
getting
right.
at is like Disney with their streaming service Disney Plus, they are offering the movie to you after like I don't know 45 days, what 60 days. Like Jungle Cruise will go on Disney Plus at no additional cost at some point.
Uh, I know Black Widow is supposed to be October or something.
Right. So
Uh,
like
so
there's
yeah, Jungle Cruise got to be not too far after that.
so I would imagine general audiences are like, the movie's going to go on Disney Plus eventually. Like how bad do I really need to see this? I don't know. And then, there's the cost to consider, right? Like for you,
All right.
a trip to the movies with you and your kids, I mean, what does it come out to? You tell me. Like the tickets
Uh,
are what? $10, $12 a pop?
$10. I've got the Cinemark. I'm a member of their program there. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're just $10. So and depending on who goes, but it's usually a minimum of $35.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And that's not including concessions, or is it?
exactly. No, not including concessions. Yeah. So another $20 for concessions. Yeah, at least $25. Because they do discount those as well with their program, but still. Um, so yeah, I'll always spend minimum $50 going to the movies with the kids.
But then with Disney, their Premier Access, it's like $30 and
Right.
you have snacks at home
Exactly.
and you don't have to get all dressed up. There's no such thing as theater etiquette because you're at home.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so it's like
No
movie
traffic,
theaters
no
are
parking. Yeah,
no
no rush.
parking. Exactly. And it's like, theaters are like, what else can we do? We have a bar. We have
Right.
recliners. I mean, I don't know. Do they go around and pick you up like a decade from now? It's like a car
Yeah,
will be
that's
there to
yeah,
pick you up. You
yeah.
know, I don't know. I don't know, man. But you hinted at Disney Plus. Take it you heard about Scarlett Johansson and her suing Disney.
Yeah, yeah. And you could explain exactly what's happening. So you've looked into it. I've only kind of skimmed through. I don't really know the full details, full situation. Uh, but yeah, what's going on there?
What's
Sean
up,
Franklin,
Sean?
how's it going?
I've seen Sean before on previous streams. I think he was
Yes,
there for Suicide Squad watch along that I did a couple nights. Speaking of man,
cool. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to
bad
get in on that,
timing.
man.
Oh, we'll get to Suicide Squad because that's
Yeah.
another conversation too. So basically, what happened was Black Widow had a very steep second weekend box office drop. It was like
Hmm.
close to 70%. And
Oof.
that what?
I said, oof.
Yeah. And so Scarlett Johansson and her team, they're going after Disney because Disney basically did the premiere access where the movie's available for $30 on their streaming service. And they view that as taking away from any box office bonuses that they could have gotten.
Hmm.
And basically, what ScarJo's team is saying is Disney did all this without renegotiating contracts. And we
Right.
have a problem with that. So they are suing Disney for basically doing what's best for them and then not doing anything to compensate their actors, or in this case, ScarJo. Now,
Yeah.
other people are also considering, taking legal action. Emily Blunt, from what I'm hearing.
Oh, okay.
There's for Jungle Cruise, and there's somebody else. Somebody else that I can't remember, but yeah, man, it's
Hmm.
getting ugly. So after the initial reports about ScarJo suing Disney,
Uh-huh.
Disney responded, and they responded by revealing ScarJo's pay for Black Widow and
Oh,
making it
wow.
seem like she was insensitive about the pandemic.
Okay. Yeah.
From what I was reading, it was a very unusual kind of response from Disney. It was just
Yeah.
it was like, where the hell did that come from,
All right.
Because now that you revealed how much ScarJo made for Black Widow, you're gonna have others being like, well, wait a minute, why am I not paid this amount of money? And it wasn't a smart move on their part.
No, for a number of reasons, but yeah, that's okay. So it wasn't in her contract. Is that what basically that
Yeah,
this
like she could have made money on streaming, but
right?
they never
They didn't
adjusted
they
the
didn't adjust it
contract.
for right.
Right.
So which sounds reasonable to me. I mean, I get that because apparently that first weekend it did pretty. From what they say, it did pretty well on Disney Plus. That first weekend, it was like 60 million. I think I heard.
Yeah,
Something like
it did very well on both box office and streaming.
that. Yeah. Uh, so well, I mean, sounds like she's got legit beef. I
Do
understand,
you
obviously, the pandemic. Of course, nobody, in terms of entertainment world, it's unpredictable, obviously. But if you're going to change the release of your film, you're going to change the distribution. I feel like you got to reflect that in the contracts of people who that distribution affects, in my opinion.
Right.
So I can see where she's coming from with that.
It's surprising because you would think a company like Disney would be so on top of it, you know.
Right.
Um,
Well, yeah. I mean, if
but
they
at the
can get
same
away
time,
with, saving at certain points, then they definitely will.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
So
that's pretty much any studio,
exactly.
but it's just crazy to think about, you know, like the whole landscape of Hollywood is changing. You know, theaters, they not theaters, studios, like they aren't given much of a choice but to adapt, you know, the longer this pandemic goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a certain way of going about it. You look at Warner Brothers, how much money they paid their filmmakers in order to have their entire 2021 slate
Yeah.
online. Or
Yeah.
not online, but you know, on their
On
streaming service.
streaming. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if there's anything that I missed. I'm gonna bring up the graphic here that I used earlier.
Hmm.
Let's see. Talked about that. Yeah, second from the bottom it says in a 2019 March 2019 email included in the suit, Marvel Chief Counsel David so and so said the release would be according to a traditional theatrical model,
Hmm.
adding, "We understand that should the plan change, we would need to discuss this with you and come to an understanding as the deal is based on a series of very large box office bonuses."
Right.
But clearly that conversation never happened.
Exactly.
So,
And there was no way with the pandemic and theatrical releases being what they are and theaters being shut down, this, that, whatever. Um, whatever those bonuses were, there's no way they're going to reach them. Like this wasn't going to be a 120, 140 million dollar opening weekend like it would have been probably if things were normal. And they knew that, and so like I said, I think she has a legitimate beat there. They could have obviously made some adjustments to if we it's sort of like it's like those incentives athletes get if they make the all-star team or if they make the all pro in football or whatever. If
and
they
then the league decides to like wipe half
yeah,
the games off the slate,
right,
and you're like,
exactly,
"What?"
exactly,
That's a good analogy. I like that.
yeah. That's what it sounds like is going on here, and then they didn't adjust the contract.
Hmm. But see, this is like a prime example of the time we are in Hollywood right now. You got the filmmakers trying to protect the theatrical experience, but at the same time, you got studios investing more and more onto streaming.
Right.
And there's a certain way to go about it, but Disney didn't go about it the right way. Neither did Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
They pissed
A
Warner
lot of
Brothers.
people off.
They
Apparently,
pissed off Christopher Nolan. They
no
pissed off
Villeneuve.
uh
Denis,
Villeneuve, yeah.
yeah.
Um
Sounds like
and I
he's trying to get. It sounds like they. I think he's fighting to get Dune strictly theatrical release. That's what it sounds like.
right,
He's still fighting for that.
which I plan on seeing Dune on the big
Absolutely.
screen. That's a priority for me, but Keith, you and I, Star Drew, Rachel, Jake,
Yeah.
Sean Franklin, we're us, but general audiences, they, you know, like
Can't
there's
always
still a
do that.
pandemic.
Right.
There's still a pandemic. There's a freaking Delta variant
Yeah.
going around, you
Yeah.
know, and people, you know, are not trying to get vaccinated. So it's like,
Well, and
wow, go ahead.
watching movies, like going to the movies, is a task. In the best of times, even if everything's okay. It's a lot. Like we talked about everything like traffic and tickets and traffic and all that stuff, driving there and parking and blah blah blah. That's all.
You're right.
It's all a lot to do for people. When things in the best of times, like I said, some people only go to 2 or 3 movies a year. They're not like us, all the people like you and me and everybody we just named. Like we go to 2 or 3 movies a month if we can. But that's not normal. Like we're we're movie nerds and we do that. Regular people they don't go to the movies that often, and so look, I don't. Neither one of us we don't want to see the movie theater experience go away more than anyone. But
right
at the same time, you gotta acknowledge the majority of people, it's maybe watching at home is just that's the way to go, especially now with everything being the way it is for all the stuff you just named. Everything, just turn on the news, you can see just be watching your entertainment at home is just that's the way. I think it's going to be this, even if we had a brief moment where things started to get a little better. It still was kind of it's still iffy for a lot of people. I don't think people were starting to come back out, but I don't know if it'll ever be the way it was before. Certainly not now, with just like you said, the new variants of this virus going around. And
I'm on the side that nothing will be the same once we get out of this.
Yeah,
I mean,
but yeah,
they might get rid of the social distancing and the all these hand sanitizer stations and all that, but I'm talking from a psychological standpoint,
yeah,
people being used to. I mean, look at the amount of people in the country who are changing jobs.
yeah, right,
They got a taste of what it's like to, I don't know, be their own boss or spend time with family and stuff like that.
yeah, work at home or
Work at home.
yeah,
That's a big thing.
yeah.
So, studios recognize this. That's why they're investing so much money into streaming. I
Right.
mean, look at Netflix. You get a new movie every week.
Yeah.
Like at HBO Max, they threw their entire 2021 slate on their streaming. Look at Disney. How many Marvel shows are we getting in the next couple of months? You got Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, What If? We just finished Loki. Before that, we had Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision. That's 6 in 1 year. Granted,
Yeah.
part of it was the pandemic. And then movies. Black Widow right now. Shang-Chi next month.
Mm-hmm.
The Eternals in November. Spider-Man No Way Home in December. That's 10 Marvel pieces of content this year. Crazy.
And that's not even counting all the classic stuff they have on there, all the classic Disney movies and animation and TV shows.
And remember, not everybody is us. They haven't seen the amount of stuff that we have. That me, you, Stardew, Sean Franklin, Rachel, they don't watch as much content as we do. So, for all we know, half of the Disney Plus catalog is all new stuff that they haven't seen yet.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So it's just crazy to think about, man. I don't think that the movie theaters will ever go away. As long as studios put an emphasis on franchise and big budget action tentpole movies like Avengers, like Jurassic World, like Fast and Furious, like Transformers, those movies, like Indiana Jones 5, those movies will live on the big screen. Those movies deserve to be seen on the biggest screen. But the mid budget movies, the 50-60 million dollars, the I don't know, the the Old Guards, the Tomorrow Wars. I mean, those movies too could fit on the big screen. I mean, that's us, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just
Well, I
interesting
look a
times.
movie just last night, like I said, Stillwater. And I was happy to. I was thinking about it while I was watching. Like this is, I'm happy to have seen it on the big screen. Um, I I don't know. And it's getting some people are trying to. Sounds like it's July. It's not gonna. It's too early, but early Oscar contender, I guess. We'll see what happens come Oscar season. It may be forgotten by then, but I think that's the only reason they probably put it in theaters. Um, I think it is. I want to say Focus Features. I think maybe.
Focus Features, yeah.
I think so. Um, but yeah, so and that's kind of movie. Uh, Movies like that, they're not going to be. If it wasn't Matt Damon, like it wouldn't be in theaters. Like I think he might have had a big hand in trying to get it. Hope. I don't know this, but I know he probably wanted to get it in theaters. As few or as many as he could. I know he is quite mindful of the situation, and he's. I heard him on the Dan Patrick show, and he's advocating for obviously for people to get vaccinated so they can go to the theaters, so that we can have theaters open, So, but so we're lucky a movie like that movie can be in theaters, but movies like that are going to be few and far between, in getting theatrical releases. So
Here's Starger right here. $30 is a little too much for me. And Bad Batch.
that's
Well, yeah, and Stardew,
sure
that premiere access, $30, like
it's a lot.
it's circumstantial, like
Yeah.
like for me, I'm single with no kids, so like
Right.
that's a ripoff for me. But for
Yeah.
you, Keith,
Oh, for me it's a bargain. Yeah.
but for you, yeah. So, or maybe if like I don't know, like if you're having a get together,
Right.
with a bunch of friends and you want to watch a movie or something, and
Right.
everybody chips in. After a certain point, it becomes a bargain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, interesting stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, like it just, but yeah, as far as Scarlett Johansson, though, like I said, I get where she's come from. It's definitely, you mentioned Disney releasing her salary for the film. Like, come on, like that's, and they know that people will take that the wrong way as, oh, look, she's complaining about just how much she made, and she's complaining. That's not fair. It's not fair. She's an artist. She's a high profile artist. This is what she does. What she makes is relative to her line of work.
mm-hmm.
So that's a foul. That's like a foul thing to do. Like try to make it look like this is how much she made. Look, she's complaining. Yeah, people are hungry out there. Yeah, we know that. But hopefully, people are smart enough to like see through that. And it's a surprising amount of people though who side with management, both whether it's athletics or in entertainment or whatever. It surprises me, but I for the most part, situations like this, I will always side with the artist, for the most part. So, and look, if you got a contract, something to contract, honor that. And if something changes, I mean, come on, do the right things, make the change, adjust that. Like, come on, there's no reason to try to get over on anybody. Just do the right thing.
She'll get paid. Everything. Well, I was about to say everything will be fine, but she'll probably like never work with Disney again.
Yeah.
Nor will she probably even want to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Too bad.
But Man, what else happened this week? So speaking of the Suicide Squad,
Yes.
reviews are pouring in online, and did you hear about what happened with David Ayer and a certain critic?
No, what's going on there?
So a critic posted their review on Twitter and was very high praise for the Suicide Squad. No problem there.
Okay.
I think I
Was,
haven't read, but from what I've heard, I think in the critic's review they referenced this 2016 Suicide Squad a couple times
oh goodness. Okay.
as a measuring metric, I guess, for whatever. Okay, that's fine. But the problem was when the critic put the review on Twitter, a random somebody um, brought up David Ayer
Okay.
and brought up the 2016 movie. And the critic responded to that random individual. It said something along the lines of, while watching the Suicide Squad, I kept thinking to myself, David Ayer should just give up on his
What?
director's cut. So the
Oh,
critic
okay.
name dropped David Ayer
All right.
and said, this movie's so good, you might as well give up on any director's cut you're hoping to be released.
Right.
And so David Ayer responded and he went off. He brought up his career, where he came from, what he had to overcome. He talked about the Suicide Squad being not his cut,
Right.
not his original cut. I think let me see if I can bring it up here because he went off.
Yeah, I saw some of the
And
highlights.
here's let me bring this up from this is a screenshot from the Hollywood Reporter. David Ayer blasts Suicide Squad. The studio cut is not my movie.
Hmm.
And what he said was his cut featured no radio song. It was heavily
Right.
focused on characters and developing them, showing that they're still human beings even though they're bad guys
Right.
and they're being taken advantage of by a system, aka Amanda Waller. Um, it's a
Right.
fascinating letter that he wrote, and he basically, gave context to his cut, gave support to James Gunn and to Warner
All
Brothers.
right.
Very classy,
Yeah.
but if you get a chance, read his letter on Twitter because it has a lot of people now supporting David Ayer getting his version of Suicide Squad
Yeah.
to be seen.
Mm.
Um, why am I talking about it? Why does it matter? Because you guys have to realize there are critics out there who are they just love to be assholes. They do. They just they can't help themselves. They have to critique a movie by using other filmmakers in other
Yes.
movies.
I was gonna hit on that, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You take it. Go ahead.
That's frustrating. Like we don't need to. I get it, and we did the same thing with uh, Justice League earlier this year. Enjoy this one, okay? Same thing. I'm pretty sure we said this when we talked about Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Like, look, the other one was bad. We know it's not a good movie. Not only is it like it's a bad movie. Nobody liked it. If people out there did like it, great, but it's not good for the most part. We got a unique and lucky situation in getting a new version of Justice League. So let's enjoy that. I don't want to use that time to bash Joss Whedon or, Joss Whedon, even though, like we said, it wasn't a
The
good movie and the experience of that film being
Oh,
made.
trust me. the internet is doing the
Right.
job for us.
Yeah, exactly,
So,
exactly.
but real
All
quick,
that's documented.
real
Okay,
quick, let me bring this up right here so that way you
okay.
can and everybody can see right here. This is what I'm talking about. David Ayer
Ah, okay.
saying my turn, wrote a lengthy letter. This is the guy right here. I don't care if I expose him
Yeah.
because you don't do this. Seriously. Many times while watching the new movie, I thought, yeah, David Ayer should just abandon the idea of that director's cut. Really?
It doesn't. But that's
Mr. Tim Grierson, senior US critic. This
oh,
is why people
goodness.
don't like critics.
Exactly.
Get off your damn high horse. How did I get he's a senior critic, but
Who
if
cares?
I'm the boss of Screen Daily, I'm telling him delete that because you're representing our company,
Yeah,
our website. That is toxic right there. This is toxic.
yeah, yeah. It's we don't need exactly same thing. Suicide Squad. Like, look, it's not a good movie. This is a new one. Let's enjoy this new one. Let's be thankful we got it. Be thankful we got, that it seems like some lessons were learned. They got as good a filmmaker seemingly as David Ayer is, and he's a heavyweight right now. He's done some good. He's done some, you know, you know I don't know, like everybody, he's got ups and downs. But he's a good filmmaker. He knows what he's doing. But they brought in James Gunn, who's people know obviously, and
Oh, you see James Gunn right here on the screen right here?
what do you say? Okay, yeah,
Filmmakers support each other.
right,
He James Gunn read what he said because this last paragraph right here is all about I'm so proud of James and excited for the success that's coming. I support WB and I'm thrilled for the franchise getting the legs it needs. I'm rooting for everyone, the cast, the crew. Every movie is a miracle, and
right,
James' brilliant
sure,
work will be the miracles of miracles. And James Gunn right here, all my love and admiration, friend.
that's
So
cool,
David Ayer is not trying to take any attention away
right,
from the movie.
all right.
If anything, this guy right here is taking away attention from the movie
That's
by bringing
exactly.
this up.
Well, and by trashing the old one, which we don't need to
Yeah.
we don't need to do. We did that at the time, you know. Whatever the story is, and that we don't need to blame David Ayer. Obviously, he did what he could or whatever. And even if it was his fault, oh well, it happens. Sometimes the movie just doesn't turn out, the way you want it to or whatever. But obviously, with the studio's track record, we know it was mostly them. Um,
Oh yeah, I am totally like it. I mean, look, to your point, maybe Warner Brothers has changed. I still
yeah,
need to see more before I even like,
right,
get anywhere near that. But
right,
they gave James when you guys watch the Suicide Squad, you're gonna see James Gunn unleashed. You're gonna
right,
see the potential of what Warner Brothers can be when
right.
they let their filmmakers make movies.
Well, no, and not only that, and obviously I haven't seen it, but maybe what could have been with David Ayer's version of the film, or of his film. I know these are two
Right?
different movies, but and that's the other thing. These are these are two different things going on. Like, we don't need to necessarily. I guess it's inevitable it's going to happen because they're both got the same people and a similar title, but this isn't a remake of, like, I don't think it's a Justice League situation where it's a remake, or I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen it. Seems like a different movie to me, and I don't know where they're going, like in the future with it, or with this title, or with this property. But the comparisons to the old one are going to happen. I understand that, but we don't need to beat up David Ayer over it. Like, he did the best he could.
Yeah, I mean, especially when, and I have to assume this critic is informed, as in
Right,
informed
right,
about the behind the scenes. Why would you do
Ex-
that if you're
exactly,
somebody who is informed about the behind the scenes drama?
exactly,
As a
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
refresher, as a refresher, my good people who are listening, after BVS came out and all the negative reaction response, WB, being who they are, very reactionary, called for emergency reshoots.
Right.
That was in March. The movie released in August. They refused to push the release date back. They said, make the movie more funnier, more humor, whatever. Just whatever dark version you had, David Ayer, and I don't want to say dark, just a David Ayer movie when you see it. Okay, End
Sure.
of Watch, Fury, Street Kings. They clearly wanted to go in
Training
a
Day.
very different direction. Yeah, they wanted
Yeah.
it more like the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer.
Right. The trailer. Yeah.
And
Which
what
is
did they
crazy
do?
because as, aside from the cliche of using that song, I love that trailer. I thought it was a pretty amazing trailer.
Oh, dude, that trailer, man. Now it has a
Is
different
that their
meaning
highest
to it.
view trailer still?
Oh, I
No, one
don't
of their
know.
highest view trailers. I think it's up there. I think,
Possibly.
uh, but yeah, it's like you don't need to kick that movie. You don't need to trash that movie to praise this one. Is what I'm saying. Like you don't need to. You can. I don't know. Let's just enjoy this one for what it is. And if you want to spend time at another time talking about the old one, that's already been done. But you don't need to do that in order to praise this movie. So I don't know. But that's just not necessary.
Yeah, but some critics can't help themselves. It's almost as if like I don't know. It's like I'm curious. Did the directors do something to them? Like why why the personal attacks? I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
and hey, now you know what, for us DC fans, what those last 5 years have been like, because that critic right there were so many of them around BVS and Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
They just could not. I remember it because I was there and it affected me emotionally. And I was just like, wow, Jesus Christ. But you thought times would have changed, and not
Yeah.
all critics are like that, but
Of course. Yeah.
a very good majority of them. Um, got a comment here from Sean Franklin. Excited for the. Whoo, Sean,
Yeah.
have you seen the set photos of the Flash? I won't bring them up unless you don't care, Keith.
Set
But
photos. There's actual set. So they're really shooting this thing.
oh yeah, do
I'm
you
very happy to hear that.
do you want to see something or not?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
It's not really a spoiler, but
Yeah. Yeah. That's fine.
let me see if I can bring it up here. If I could even find it. I save all my graphics for Bartley and Barnes, and now I'm scrolling through like so many. God, Jesus. But yeah, the Flash movie, man. Whew. That movie's heating up.
Yes.
Um, let me see here. I'm excited for the Flash panel at Comic-Con. That
Yes.
Flash panel, you're gonna see Michael Keaton,
Right.
you're gonna see Ben Affleck, Ezra Miller. I would love, and I've said this before. I think they're gonna find a way to make it happen, but I would love to see Ray Fisher at the Flash panel.
That'd be cool.
Um, put him back in the movie, please.
Yeah.
Unite the DC fan base, because right now that movie is fracturing, dividing, splitting DC fans.
Right.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've touched on it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't seem to find it. Wow. I just. Of course, I could just go on Twitter, and I'm sure all the set photos would be. You know what? Let's just do that instead. What am I doing? So that way you can see some of
Right.
the photos right here. But for the record, you would like to see the haircut. That's something that you would be interested in seeing David Ayer's Suicide Squad, right?
Mm,
No?
maybe.
Ouch.
Maybe. If well, he said like there's none of the dumb songs. So that
Yeah.
alone, all right, you cut all that nonsense out, and that would actually have my interest. You know, 'cause there's enough good stuff in it that yeah, see his original version just to see what it was, how different it is. Yeah, I'd probably check it out. Yeah.
Check out the Bat Cycle.
Oh, oh wow, look at that. Oh my gosh.
That's Ben Affleck's stunt double right there.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, so he's really okay. Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be a part of potentially
Any
an action sequence.
action stuff. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I didn't think he'd be doing any stuff. Wow, Batman stuff.
And let's see
Okay.
here. Here are some more photos.
Oh, look at that.
You notice that
Interesting.
cowl is from Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, does it have the? Yeah, it's got the goggles on it. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay.
Sabrina,
I wonder if that's
is right on it. I said this yesterday. It reminds me of a live upgraded version of the tactical batsuit from Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder if this is set in that crazy future, or this particular scene. Okay. That's funny. That's really funny.
I love the internet. Oh, what do we got here?
Right. Well, I wonder what he would be doing. What he's doing that the Flash couldn't. Maybe it's yeah. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man,
Right.
dude. Crazy.
Cool.
It is happening.
Great. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Is there a? I haven't heard anything about a Reverse Flash. Is there a Reverse Flash angle? Are they doing that or no? It doesn't seem like
I haven't heard anything by that.
Yeah, probably not.
Let's see, Star Drew. By the way, is it okay to tell who dies in the Suicide Squad? Nathan Fillion?
No.
No, not yet, Star Drew.
Yeah, no.
Not yet. I will say this though. It is definitely a Suicide Squad movie.
Okay.
A lot more than I thought. That's all. Believe what James Gunn said. Nobody is
No one's safe. Yeah.
Of course, if Jacob were here right now, he'd be like, "What the man?
Yeah,
God, that's
exactly.
a spoiler."
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
God,
no,
yeah.
it's not a
guy.
spoiler.
It's my
Not
guy,
at
man.
all.
He finds he'll take anything you say and be like, and he'll remember it, and he'll say, he'll spoil it for him. But yeah, no.
But I can respect that you want to go in without any preconceived notions.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
anything like that. It's just that means we have to avoid certain topics on the other channel, and I don't like that. But it's not about me. It's about the team. Jeez.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Jeez. Other than that, anything else happened big that the obvious one. How about J.K. Simmons returning as Commissioner Gordon?
Yes. How cool is that? Now, is that in the Flash or in the how this where in what?
Boom.
I saw the headline, but I didn't see what. On
Batgirl
Oh,
movie.
so it's going to be okay. So is
This
Batgirl going to be
and
Barbara Gordon?
this
Okay,
answers so many questions because one of the early questions was what universe is Batgirl going to take place in?
right,
There's the Robert Pattinson universe. There's the Joaquin Phoenix Joker universe. There's the main DCEU timeline.
right.
But then there's according to Warner Brothers, there's a Snyderverse that's separate from the main DC, which doesn't make sense because the Snyderverse is the DCEU timeline.
What? Yeah.
But
Oh my goodness.
we have our answer. Batgirl is going to be in the main DCEU. J.K. Simmons played Commissioner Gordon in
Right.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, and WB can say whatever they want, but they weren't anticipating Snyder Cut to be that good, and I'm sure they're backtracking and their actions are saying one other thing. Like we don't want to admit Snyder Cut is canon, but we're gonna pull from the Snyder Cut. We're gonna put Kiersey Clemens as Iris West. She's coming back in the
Even though,
Flash.
yeah, she's directly
Right. She's directly from Snyderverse.
right.
So, hey, Keith, what does this do for your excitement, if anything at all? You got Leslie Grace,
Yeah.
who was the female lead in The Heights, which I haven't seen, and I wish I had because it's no longer on HBO Max.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But
So they cast her. I didn't realize that.
have you seen In the Heights?
No,
This
no,
is
I've
her
heard
right
nothing
here.
but good things. Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, interesting. I did not know this.
So, Barbara
Okay.
Gordon, Commissioner
Cool.
Gordon,
Yeah.
Adi Ambalal, who directed Bad Boys for Life,
Oh, okay. Cool.
and this will
Right.
be an HBO Max exclusive movie.
Right.
I'm sure it will have a theatrical run.
Yeah, probably a short one somewhere. Or...
Yeah, a short one in case anybody wanted to see it. But I take it you're getting more excited about Batgirl.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I like Batgirl, like Barbara Gordon. She's a cool character. I've always, I wonder if they'll do the. Well, I don't know. Actually, I doubt that. No, never mind. That doesn't make sense. I was saying it won't be the Batgirl. What's she's in the wheelchair?
Oh, the Oracle.
Oracle. Yeah. Like no, because she's got to be Batgirl first. So no, but no, it's cool. Yeah, I like it. So he's gonna. I know there's versions where sometimes it's his daughter, sometimes it's his niece. I'm assuming it's gonna be his niece, so she could be his daughter.
I think they're going to go the Spider-Man Homecoming with Michael Keaton and how
Right.
his daughter, what's her name? She was
Liz.
in
Character was Liz,
Black
but
Klansman. Huh?
yeah, I forgot her name too, but yeah, where she's mixed, obviously.
Laura Harrier.
Laura Harrier. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. They're definitely going to go that route where it's a mixed family, which is not uncommon, guys. Okay,
No,
it's not uncommon.
Listen, my kids are all mixed. So
Thank you, Starger. Yeah,
I see that casting, and that could be any of my daughters. So, so yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so cool. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
I'm just happy J.K. Simmons is coming back. Because,
exactly.
I thought, I was certain that WB wasn't going to go anywhere near Zack Snyder's Justice League until they cast Kiersey Clemens as Iris West, as I previously mentioned, and now J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. And it's
it's Jeffrey Wright in the Pattinson one, right?
In Robert Pattinson's Batman, yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
So that's why if they cast her, I would have thought she'd be Jeffrey Wright's related to him, but I guess obviously it's J.K. Simmons. But Which I mean, it's fine either way. But it's. I was just thinking about why we still didn't get a lot of J.K. Simmons in Zack Snyder's at least in the HBO version of Justice League.
We got pretty much everything that was shot. Yeah,
exactly. So it's kind of left a lot of us wanting a little more from him in that role, because that was when they first cast him, it was like, oh, J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon, that is wonderful.
Yeah, and seeing how jacked he was in the Tomorrow War.
Yes.
Have you seen that yet?
Yes, I did.
Dude is ripped.
He's super exactly. Yeah, so it's looking good. So but yeah, definitely that's a great casting, and I'm glad we're gonna get more of him as Jim Gordon. That's with the mustache and everything. I like that. See, it's looking good. So it's gonna be fun to see.
Can I say something without? And you stop me if I'm getting ahead of myself, okay?
Okay.
This gives me hope that we're going to see more of Ben Affleck's Batman after The Flash.
Well, at a certain time, I would have said no, but I don't know. You never know. Maybe I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't rule it out.
Let's review the facts. Okay. Yes, Ben Affleck said he's done playing Batman. That was in 2018.
Yeah.
Then last year, he agrees to come back for additional photography with Zack Snyder. Again, the scene between him and Martian Manhunter at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, that's all new footage. The scene between him and Jared Leto's Joker, all new footage.
Right.
What is
filmed at Snyder's house, right? Is that what?
Right. Yes, because they didn't want to give him any more money or resources. Which actually makes me think: did Ben Affleck not charge a fee for Zack Snyder? Did he do it out of love?
Maybe.
I mean, Ben Affleck has spoken very highly, but anyways, as I was saying, so you have Ben Affleck coming back for additional photography. Then you have Ben Affleck signing on the Flash movie. Remember that announcement?
Yes.
That was out of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
And he apparently did some script revisions before signing on, because he's an Oscar-winning writer.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, can't wait for The Last Duel. That movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so he comes back for additional photography on Snyder Cut. He signs on for The Flash after script revisions.
Right.
And then, where was I going at with my third point? Damn it. I lost it. So now you have J.K. Simmons returning as Commissioner Gordon.
All right.
Early on, this is confirmed in Ben Affleck's Batman script. It was him, Deathstroke, Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke,
right,
and Batgirl was going to be in Ben Affleck's Batman.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Movie.
Yeah.
This is from Joe Manganiello himself.
Yeah. So I remember he was going to be the villain.
Yes.
Or the antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we got our Batgirl, which will be on HBO Max. We have Commissioner Gordon returning as J.K. Simmons returning as Commissioner Gordon.
Nice.
You got Ben Affleck, who said he was done with Batman, coming back for additional photography and signing on for The Flash. It's starting to feel like we may get more Ben Affleck's Batman after the Flash movie.
Well, it sounds, I mean, they haven't ruled out Manganiello either, right? Like, it sounds like
no. And
he may return too.
He has been so vocal about playing Deathstroke.
Right.
He wants his, and I don't know why Warner Brothers would not do this. Like, he talked about his Deathstroke origin movie being a $40 million movie with Gareth Evans, who directed The Raid 1 and 2. Gareth Evans does not like Hollywood, mainstream movies. He's all about the indies.
Yeah.
which is why probably a handful of people listening have never heard of The Raid. The
Yeah.
Raid is one of the best action movies ever.
Yeah.
Joe Manganiello convinced Gareth Evans to sign on for a comic book movie.
Mm.
What is Warner Brothers thinking?
Yeah.
You make that movie. It's $40 million. Put it on HBO Max as an exclusive.
Yeah.
I'm just blown away why they wouldn't do it now.
Yeah.
A lot of things, Keith, could change in 2 months when DC Fandom is on October 16th. I'm keeping my eye on DC Fandom because right now it just got bigger
Absolutely.
with the Flash set photos with J.K. Simmons, and I can't wait for you to watch the Suicide Squad. Oh man, yeah, it's an interesting time for DC. There hasn't been this much promise since I want to say no, I mean pre BVS when that whole slate was announced. Like that was a lot of this is a
Yeah.
promising time, but back then was even more. So
Yeah. Well, we still got Black Adam. We still got, and that
that's
looks like
right.
that's some cool stuff happening there.
Which, to be honest, like one of the main reasons why I want to see Jungle Cruise is because I want to get a feel for that director, who's also making Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Like,
Yeah.
so
I'm hearing good stuff. So.
I'm hearing mixed stuff.
Oh, really? I've heard some pretty good stuff about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, yeah. What else? We got obviously the Flash, the Batman, and all next year. It's definitely. I mean, it's definitely worth being excited over. It looks like some cool stuff happening, obviously, and even if, like I said, I'm gonna give them. You're 100% right in that you don't want to give them too much credit too soon, but seems like we've learned from some of the mistakes, at least some of the really big ones, right? And just let the filmmakers do what they do for the most part. I know they're one of the old original studios, and they whatever, blah blah blah. It's not 1930. It's
right.
It's now. Let your filmmakers make their films. The people that are making these movies now are people that grew up with the stuff, and they know how to make it good. So let them. And it seems like that's, for the most part, that's happening. So
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of.
Oh, go ahead. You're going to
What
finish?
else to say? I mean, Matt Reeves has a lot of great energy about what he's doing with the Batman, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I know James Gunn's probably. I mean, it seems like he's going to go straight back into Guardians 3, so I don't know if he'll be involved with anything going further. But
DC. Oh,
I don't know.
He has teased that he has talked about some other projects once he's done with Marvel, because
Okay.
I believe after Guardians Volume 3 and the holiday special,
Right.
I think that's it for him. I think
Yeah.
he's done. He made his trilogy plus holiday special.
Right.
But hey, we have the Peacemaker series coming out
That's
first
right.
quarter of next year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And man, I can't wait for you to see the Suicide Squad.
Now, is he involved in that at all? Or
Who, Gunn?
yeah.
Yeah, I think he shot a majority of the episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Like
okay.
He pitched it, he wrote it,
Oh,
and
I didn't know that.
I think he's doing. Let me see here. He's definitely involved, to answer your question.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Let me see here real quick. All it says on Wikipedia is James Gunn directing the first episode. Oh, James Gunn directed the first 3 episodes of the series, as
Wow.
well as episodes 6 and 8. So 4 and
5
5.
episodes. Yeah.
So 4, 5, and 7 are directed by somebody else.
Right.
Oh, let's see. Brad Anderson, Jody Hill, and Rosemary Rodriguez are directing an episode.
Okay.
And James Gunn wrote all 8 episodes.
Wow.
So directing half the episodes and wrote all 8.
That's very cool. Wow.
Um, having seen the Suicide Squad, this is going to be a hit.
Yeah.
This one, Peacemaker, is going to be a hit.
Right.
Man, dude. But we'll see, man. I'm excited, man. I hope you can watch the Suicide Squad in theaters, but as long as you see it before our
Yeah.
Apocalypse Now discussion,
Yeah, definitely.
I do have an extra ticket for Tuesday at 7 p.m. if you
Uh,
can make it.
I think I'm probably going to take you up on that, to be honest. We'll talk off the air. But yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Because I'm actually off Tuesday. So.
Right. Okay. Well,
So, anyway.
I think that's going to do it. Unless you have anything you want to bring up, anything as far as movies you watched, series you saw, news, anything like that.
No, like I said, went and saw Stillwater. That's definitely worth seeing. I think it's very good. I know there's some talk about, like, I know Amanda Knox, if you know that situation, that story, I know she's not really happy with it's supposedly loosely based on or inspired by her story. But watching the movie, I was like, this isn't, I mean, it's not really. But anyway, that said, it's very good. Abigail Breslin plays his daughter, and she's very good in it. And yeah, it's a good movie. So if you get a chance to see that, go see it. But yeah, that's about it. Other than that, just waiting on this. Suicide Squad to come. So
Are you gonna watch the 2016 movie before you watch the Suicide Squad?
No. I try to watch it it's on TNT all the time.
Yeah.
Tried to watch it a couple months ago, and just like, I couldn't sit through that whole thing again. There's certain parts that I definitely enjoy, but Jacob's in the chat. Jacob Bartley, what's going on?
There he is.
What?
What's up, man? Hey, Jacob.
It's not texting me. It doesn't text me at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, in case you want to hop on, buddy, we're going audio. We're going old school. And actually, I think it's working out well. It's more relaxed, it's more casual, and it takes us back to our roots, man. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Star Drew, you are always the man. I appreciate you so much.
Very good.
And Jacob, it's like listening to a phone call. It's actually pretty fun. You should try it, man. Hop on some Sunday when you're not busy. But thank you to everyone who showed up. Sean Franklin, I definitely noticed, man. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Keith, any plugs you want to do before we head out?
Yes, sir. Thank you again, Gio, my man, for inviting me on, having me on Fandom United. It's good to be back together again after a couple of weeks, talking movies and talking about stuff. So you see me here, obviously, on Sundays, live at 7:30. You see me on Tuesdays, for the most part, 7. Well, for me, more like 7:30. But on Apocalypse Now, on the Apocalypse YouTube channel, and got a new episode of Bartley and Barnes coming up this week. I think on Wednesday, I believe. We'll let you know on that. Jacob and I will let you know social medias, and we'll announce it on Apocalypse coming up this week as well. And yeah, other than that, follow me on Twitter if you want. Keith Barnes at Keith Barnes 79. No, Star Drew. I looked it up. There we go. Yeah, Bartley and Barnes got a new episode. We're going to be recapping the month of July in sports and movies and pop culture. So yeah, definitely check that out on Wednesday. Confirmed. Yes.
Keith, you have some explaining to do for Star Drew right
well, see, so I looked it up, and it doesn't look. It looks like it's not. Is this official? Because it doesn't. It looks like it's.
No, it's a short film that is basically like a continuation.
Right.
It's still worth a watch.
Because the ones that came up, they're like bootleg versions that are coming up, and I don't know if it was. Because then there's some that are like I've seen stuff that has the John Bernthal Punisher, and I'm like, well, that's not what this is. And then there's just showing scenes from the movie, Thomas Jane movie. But yeah, I guess I have Adi Shankar's bootleg version universe or whatever it says here. So I don't know. It's got 23 million views, so I'm assuming this is it. So I will watch it. Started. Yeah, there you go.
The first one right here is
that it?
Oh yeah, this one's definitely it right here.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Star Drew. I promise I'll watch. So it's fan made.
Yeah,
but they got Thomas Jane in it.
Let's see. Adi Shankar, who did Dread.
Right.
And let's see. It's a one shot. Yeah. So it's not official, but it's like,
Yeah. Okay. Because that's what I was looking for. I was like, that's why I was like, bootleg. This doesn't seem right. Okay. Star Drew, I'm gonna watch it right now as soon as we're done. Promise.
And of course, Apocalypse Movies. You can find us Tuesdays. I won't be on this episode. I'm gonna go watch The Suicide Squad and make that happen. But a lot of content from the guys and myself.
Yes.
Some old classic ones as well. So yeah, any support is appreciated. Thank you guys again for your time and for your subscriptions. Gio here from Fandom United. For myself, for Keith, we will catch you guys later. Have a good one.